Yes, talking about gratitude, you're surprised that I've changed into a new shirt. Yes, this club side understand what gratitude is all about. They understood how to appreciate the player. Kevin De Bruyne came to Man City playing for them for a decade, meaning 10 years of his career he spent it at Man City. And yet, the club chose that it is important they erect a statue for him right there at the Etihad Stadium. That is what gratitude is all about. Appreciating a player that has given you 400 playing time, playing for the Blues. Unlike the Reds that failed to appreciate what Alexander-Arnold did for them. Now, coming to the point of why these players that play football. Players play football because they've got dependents. They have family members. They have people that look up to them. External. They have people within the neighborhood that are looking up to them to do one thing or the other for them. And the also reason why people play football, one beautiful style, want to live the best of their lives. Because when you get injured, nobody remembers you again. The moment you get injured, you're no longer the pride of the club side. So that is why when you are playing at the top of your career, make the best use of it. And for we fans, all we need to do is to show them love. When the player gives his all playing for a club side, I want to leave. One of the key things we need to do is to appreciate them. Now, I'm talking about appreciation. Somebody will say, oh, after all, Van Persie left Arsenal. When he left Arsenal for Nasri left and Adebayor left, how did the Arsenal fans react to them? That is what I want to hear from you from the comment section, so that you'll be able to judge all and look at who is right, the fans or the players. Now, talking about Van Persie. Van Persie chose to leave Arsenal. I went to an arch rival, Manchester United. Arsenal were patient with Van Persie. All the time they went through his injury career, Arsenal were patient with him. The only season he played for Arsenal was when he was notching goals. He didn't have injury. And when he now went to United, he helped them to win the English Premier League. That was annoying. That was hurtful. And he chose to celebrate his goal against Arsenal. The fans turned against him. He should never have done that. The same thing with Adebayor. No matter how much threat fans give you, because some fans, not minding, they go overboard because they carry the love, the zest that they have for the fan base, the club side, the player, they carry it emotionally. And so when you do anything that is inimical to their feeling, they go overboard. But you as a player, two wrongs can never make it right. So at that point, when you play against your former team, show respect. Show respect. You just need to show simple respect, except when your former club fans now go overboard and start misbehaving. Then you can now rub in the salt on the wound. Now, talking about players that left and they create some kind of animosity between them and the fan base. Talking about Van Persie, left Arsenal for Manchester United. Nasri left Arsenal for Man City. And the circumstances at which he left was very annoying because he was frustrating Arsenal. He was nobody. Arsene Wenger brought you from France and turned you into a superstar. Adebayor also did the same thing, celebrating his goal against Arsenal. That turned the fans against him. Now, don't forget that players like Kolo Toure left Arsenal for Man City. And yet, the fans never turned against him. So that's what we're talking about, gratitude. Talking about gratitude in the sense that we need to understand the reason why people play football. People play football because they love football. But people also play football because this has become their office. This is where they end their daily living. This is where they take care of the family. So if a player has given you 10 years of his playing career and choose to move, not even moving to an arch rival within the same league, but going out of the country, the best thing you need to do is to doff your hat for him and say thank you for what you have done. But the guys at Anfield, they are ungrateful people. If you're not going to remember anything about Alexander-Arnold, remember those swiveling passes that he makes, those crosses that he hits as a winger, as if he's a winger, beg your pardon. And don't forget, again, I want to repeat for those that cannot remember the things that he had done. That sublime pass that he gave Divock Origi that led to that goal that happened to have brought Liverpool from the dead against Barcelona. Rather than playing the free kick out, he just watched and saw that everyone was taken away with discussing other things. He hit the pass, Divock Origi, boom. Anfield turned into a chaotic environment. We'll never forget. And now, Kevin De Bruyne has given 400 playing times for Man City, winning 6 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cup, and 6 Carling Cup or League Cup titles, and winning a Super Cup, and winning 1 Champions League. And that is all he did for the 8 years. And now they're giving him a red carpet. They even organized a party for him. The entire players of Man City went to that party, including the coach, or rather the coaches. They went there for the party to say thank you for 10 years of serving us. Okay. Now, that is what we're talking about. We talk about how a club appreciates their own. It's a shame to the Reds for even the coach to say the guy wasn't doubling up in training and that will be the gift, the first gift is going to be given Xabi Alonso. It's unfortunate because Arne Slot, I expect so much from him. I would have expected him to just say, oh, this guy has given so much that I expect the fans not to boo him. They need to appreciate what he has done. That was the tension. That is your job. That is your responsibility as the general of the club, outside the owners, not fearing insult upon the injury, because the fans are aggravated. They are angered that the young man had to announce leaving at the middle of the season. But nobody knows what is happening behind the scene. He would have been angered. Maybe the coach did something that hurt him. Nobody bothered to ask questions of what led to he deciding to announce his departure. Jurgen Klopp did it now. He did it. Fans, why are you behaving like this? Reds fans, why are you acting this way? You guys are so weird. You know, Jurgen Klopp, he announced at the middle of the season that he'll be leaving, but nobody turned against him. Don't forget that these footballers, they are human beings like us. They've got blood flowing in their adrenaline, and they've got families to take care of. And one day, they will not be playing football again. And one bad thing about the media is that they don't talk about the good things they do off the pitch when they retire. They talk about the negative things. You remember the case of Emmanuel Libui when he lost all his fortune to his wife. The press went agog. Every media was carrying it. And they were talking about how he lost his property and all that. That is the world we live in. People don't talk about the good things you do. What they look out for is the short falls. Paul Gascoigne today happened to be drinking, have issue with alcohol. That is what the media want to see. But when the players are doing great things off the pitch, they don't talk about them. They forget about all the sublime passes, all the beautiful goals that they scored. It's all now history. So I want you to go to the comment section. Let us know what you feel about these two club sides. One appreciating their own, the other crying the player down. Kudos to the guys at the Etihad. And it's a shame to the Reds. Shame to Arne Slot. Shame to the fans. You have no reason. Unfortunately, it's your money. You bought the shirt with your money. You just burnt your money. If you burn Alexander-Arnold's shirt, you did not burn the player. He's going to Real Madrid, where he's going to be appreciated more. And God help you. You burnt the shirt. He may turn out to be a legend at Real Madrid. You never can tell. He's just 26 years old. And if he gives 4 years of his playing career, or even more, I'm telling you, he will write his name in the annals of history at Real Madrid. It will be shame to you. This young man is 26 years old, has given 20 solid years, 2 decades playing for the Reds. Abba, the least you can do is to say thank you and give him a resounding and emotional, rousing applause. When you talk about club side that know how to appreciate, my darling Arsenal, I love you till death. Just imagine Bukayo Saka returning from injury. Look at how the entire Emirates stood applause for him with a resounding applause. That he was coming as a substitute player. Everybody stood. Tell me how Bukayo Saka can forget that. Even if he chooses to leave, because the only constant in life is change. That is what is constant. But if he chooses to leave, in his memory, he will remember that day when the entire stadium stood for him. You want to talk about gratitude? Ask Thierry Henry when he left Arsenal and went to Barcelona and he came back to play for Arsenal for some few matches against Sunderland. When Thierry Henry stepped his feet on that pitch, the entire stadium stood aloft for Igwe. That is the way we know how to appreciate. We don't forget good servants. That's why we say once a gunner, always a gunner. Guys, we need to know how you think about what you think about this. Go to the comment section, make your comments count. And don't forget, it is the offside. Don't forget to share, to subscribe, to make your comment count, and let us build a larger community together. Until then, come on, stay tight.